50th class reunion. Oh my God, did I really just say that? I did. I'm really very humbled to be opening opening this incredible festivity, and I do it in the profound absence of Dennis Onan, our beloved class president, whose smile and demeanor always lit up a room. I will do what I can to step into those big, irreplaceable Dennis shoes. Now, if you knew Dennis, you knew that he had a jovial and festive spirit. In his honor, therefore, I thought I should start my portion of the program out with a few 50th high school reunion style jokes. I know that that's what Dennis would do. Now, when I pondered this enormous challenge, I wondered whether these jokes might not have been told at a previous class reunion, but you know, I thought how many people would never possibly remember, even if they were. So, I guess I'm not the only one that can't remember why I walked into the kitchen. So anyway, here it goes. Old age is when it takes you longer to get over a good time than to have it. Sorry. Now, I was sitting in the bar last night with one of my good buddies from our class, and after a few beers, I casually pointed to the two old drunks sitting across from us, and I said, "That's us in 10 years." And she looked at me and shook her head, and she said, "That's a mirror, you big dummy." Now, this one is for Mr. Doctor. Who could forget our math teacher, Jerry Doctor? Mr. Doctor, I just want you to know that another year's passed and I still haven't used algebra once. And this would be for Mrs. Stevens. Do you guys remember Doris Stevens? What a delightful lady. Now, this is for her. I thought that as an adult I wouldn't need to sing the alphabet song when alphabetizing, but yet, here I am. And finally, I've heard you all say this all night long. Gee, it appears that someone mistakenly invited a whole lot of old people to my class reunion. Well, Dennis, I tried. So moving on, let's acknowledge that together we have lived in and shared some very interesting times. Now, I'll bet everyone in this room can remember exactly where they were when they heard the news in 1963 that John F. Kennedy had been shot. Perhaps this is one of the earliest Herculean hippocampus moments that we all share. It was a defining moment that marked our young lives at 8 or 9 years old, and I'll bet that most of us can nearly feel the feeling of adulthood that this moment cast upon us. Now that was followed up by another lightning bolt moment in 1969 when Neil Armstrong walked on the moon for 3 hours. The Eagle has landed, and with more than 500 million people watching on television, he climbed down that ladder and he proclaimed, "That's one small step for man, one giant step for mankind." And finally he said, "We come in peace for all mankind." And that is a peace that we are all still longing for. Now, other memories that we share may be when our families got their first television sets. You know, it is documented that there was no new invention that entered the American homes faster than black and white TVs. By 1955, half of all the U.S. homes had one. And since most of us were from pretty simple backgrounds, Our families probably got theirs in 56 or 57, making us 2 or 3 years old. I know I can still see that television in my mind's eye. Usually, Walter Cronkite has a prime spot in that vision, and later for me, watching boxing with my dad. Now we remember mimeograph machines, typewriters, copy paper, party lines, and phone numbers that were comprised of words followed by 4 digits. Ours was Regent 0995. We remember music, 33s, 45s, 78s, vinyls, CDs, Walkman, and boom boxes. Now we have wireless speakers that are slightly larger than a quarter. And of course we enjoyed the bands of our day. The Rolling Stones, the Bee Gees, the Eagles, and of course our own Cookie Jones and the Pressure Boys. Now the number 1 hit in 1972, who listened to the radio show yesterday? What was the number 1 hit in 1972? Okay, come to the kitchen with me. American Pie by Don McLean. Miss American Pie was number 1 in 1972. Now we remember homeroom happenings, crowded halls, football games, homecoming parades, marching bands, carrot tops and cottontails. And thank goodness for Gene Punchcar and Don Lucas's state-of-the-art 8mm cameras that captured moments that are now considered priceless relics of a time gone by. And of course, we all remember the entrance of computers into our lives. That happened like full steam. We were all on our way to someplace when that happened. But we weren't really necessarily together like we were in those other times, but we watched mainframes turn to desktops, then to laptops, tablets, and cell phones. It was in the early 80s that home computers became affordable and commonplace. And yes, indeed, computers and the internet and social media has really changed everything. Now, there's been some good and amazing technology. I mean, how about that James Webb Space Telescope? How about that? But then again, some aspects of this phenomena were not really that good at all. I mean, hashtag, we're too old for this shit. Hashtag, have you seen the latest video on TikTok? Technology slows for no one. Did you know that about 90% of the world's unstructured data has been created in the last 5 years? The amount of information that is available at our fingertips is just mind-boggling. Now, being together tonight can't help but make one very nostalgic, thinking of simpler times and longing for Ed Sullivan, Andy of Mayberry, and Captain Kangaroo. Yes! Yes! But as we know, Pandora won't go back in the box. She just simply will not go. She is out. Life and times are on a trajectory that bewilders, befuddles, concerns, and often confuses us all. Maybe our parents felt the same way in watching their times change and their parents before them. Although we might have divergent views on how we got here and where we need to go from here, we can hardly agree on one thing, and that's that we are very blessed to have this particular moment in time to share and agree that somehow love is the answer. Love is what we need, no matter what individual prism. Love is what we get to share tonight as we reflect on our own lives and the basic roots that we share. Whether we knew each other well 50 years ago, whether we see things from a different point of view, whether we are living the life we dreamed or not, none of this really matters. What matters is that right here, right now, we have this amazing confluence of awesome energy and goodness surrounding this gathering. And we are so grateful for this moment. If our lives are measured by a ruler, we are in our last inch. I know, that hurts, I know. I would like to thank every amazing organizer of this weekend and all the effort it took for every single classmate to look for every classmate of Benson High. What an undertaking these folks did for a class of almost 700 people. Now, I brought a little something for every one of the organizers, so I'm going to ask Jeff Place, our class treasurer, and Linda Carr, our vice president of the class, to come up here right now and help pass out these Mahalo gifts. Okay. I want you to know that Jeff is living in South Carolina with his wife of 43 years, Lorraine. He's retired, and he and Lorraine enjoy traveling, fishing, and golf with his 2 grown grandchildren and his granddaughter, Lena. Linda is living in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where she remains active with her beloved family and church community, inspiring others through her service, just like she always has done. So thank you both. So I'm going to ask each of the organizers to please...
Kudos to Robin for being able to deliver an amazing speech over Barbra Streisand, KC and the Sunshine Band, and a whole host of other songs playing above it. Way to go, Robin.
All right, I'm going to ask every organizer, I'm going to call your name, ask you to come up here and get your Mahalo gift. I'll start. Hold your applause till the end, please. Hold your applause till the end. Linda Punchcar Brablick, Ralph Jones, Colleen Getcher-Bazari, Howard Corberly, Jerry Ladd, Kay Robbins, Julie Johnson, Deb File, Chris Brown Blumkin, and Leslie Douglas. Now, I'd like to have you all put those lays on. There is a lay in each one of your bags. And Nikki Donald, sorry. Nikki. Nikki Smith. Sorry. I had to stumble once. I had to stumble once. I want you to know. I want you to know that in Hawaii, when a lei is made, it is always made with intention. It's made thinking of the soul and the spirit and the heart and the mind of the eventual recipient. So these lei bring with them lots and lots of gratitude and appreciation for organizing this amazing event. So let's give this group a round of applause. Finally, it's time to give a toast to an important part of our legacy, and that is those that could not be with us tonight. By now, there's likely not a single one of us that has not experienced some profound personal loss. We have lost many classmates, friends, spouses, teachers, mentors, parents, aunties and uncles, and many, many more. These losses are tricky. They leave heart scars. So for now, let's raise our glasses and give a great big thank you, mahalo, and cheers to those who cannot be with us tonight. Cheers. We love and we miss you very much. So in closing, I'm going to quote one of my favorite inspirations and role models, and that's, of course, Cinderella. Be kind, have courage, and always believe in a little magic. Where there is kindness, there is goodness, and where there is goodness, there is magic. A dream is a wish your heart makes. Thank you. I love you.